Good afternoon, folks. This is Fred Campos, owner of DFW Website Designers. It is Thursday, February the 18th, and this is episode number 114 of your 3 business tips at 3 o'clock in and around 3 minutes. Hopefully you guys in North Texas are doing better. Power is coming back on. Hopefully the ice will melt. It has been a strange and crazy week. Hats off to all of those that are struggling through it, had pipes break. Just know that I'm with you. Hopefully you're staying warm and getting some help. Today, our recommendations for our 333, we're going to talk about B.E.Ts, we're going to talk about vampires, and we're going to talk about punctuality. These come from recommendation from my good friend Renee, who knows that I'm a book nerd. She is recommending a book by Dan Kennedy called The No BS Time Management for Entrepreneurs. It looks awesome. I haven't read it yet. I did read a review by Sam Davies, who talked a lot about the book and about managing time. So we're going to talk a little bit about managing time. So here's our first tip today, our business tip. This comes very similar to what I talked to you about in episode number 80, where I was talking about evaluating your time. This is B.E.T. First tip is B.E.T. and it stands for Base Earned Target. And a refresher of what I said in episode 80, but a little different from Dan's point of view. I said that you business owners, let's say you want to make $100,000, you would take $100,000 divided by 50 weeks a year and then divided by 40 hours. You'd find out that your base pay is $50 an hour. And I suggested to you, if any task is less than that, that you outsource it, and that's what you would charge and figure out because that's what your time is worth. However, Dan Kennedy says I got that wrong. And so let me modify that. That would be true if you were productive 8 hours a day, every day for 50 weeks a year, right? But as we've learned and we've talked about in previous episodes, that's not true. Matter of fact, you're only productive, at least the way I've been monitoring for the past couple of months, about 3 hours a day. So redoing that same math, so you want to make 100,000, you divide it by 50 weeks, and then you realize you only divided by 15 the number of hours in a week that you're very productive, you'll find out that your hourly rate is about $133 an hour. So that kind of skews your perspective of what you'd be thinking. So that is what BET stands for, your base earning target. And anything that is, as a business owner, anything that you do that doesn't add to that, you should probably outsource and give to your employees. Business tip number 2, vampires. We're talking about vampires when we're talking about time vampires, those time suckers that you deal with. For many of us, that could be social media, but as a business owner, that can be anything that takes away from the value. Everything that you do, every task that you pick up, every phone call that you get, every person that says, oh, can I talk to you for 1 minute? You got to be thinking, is this adding to my hourly rate of what I can do in business? So that is your business too. You got to beware of those time-sucking vampires. Business tip number 3, we're going to talk about, I've lost my place. We're going to talk about punctuality. Dan goes on to say that the most profitable people, business owners, are those that manage their time well, but are very punctual on every appointment, every phone call, every task, every place they got to be. They are the masters of punctuality. If you are struggling with getting things done in the time frame you put on your calendar or being in a certain place at a certain time, that is something you need to work on, and that is what your punctuality is about. So there's our 3 tips for today. BETs, vampires, and punctuality. As always, I'm sharing what I'm learning just like you. If you have a good book recommendation or a good 3 points you want to recommend to me, feel free to reach out and give that to me. As always, be awesome. Now go back to sleep.